Hello! My goodness, hello. Welcome to another live show here on Crept from the 80s. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a mix-up on my part. For some reason, I thought that the live show was scheduled for today with Casey, and it was not. I scheduled the live show with him next Sunday, but I kept promoting it as today. So it's me. Casey will probably pop in here and there in the comments. But it's back to the old school basics. Sievage doing a live show. So, hop on in, and I'm just gonna talk about any manner of things, and you can ask questions and all that good stuff. So that is what's going on right now. So hello, I hope everyone is doing well on this Sunday afternoon. Again, the time was scheduled because Casey wanted to do it at noon, and so here we are. So that's what I thought. Maybe we'll do one next Sunday too, if Casey wants to do it again. We'll see. We'll see. So, it's the Sunday after WandaVision, so I'm sure we'll talk a little WandaVision today. My general thoughts on the first Marvel Cinematic Universe television show. What it means for the future, what it means for Phase 4, all that good stuff. I do want to talk about doing the interview I did with Josh over at Oh I Had That. That is on the channel now, and you can check it out. It's a lengthy one, but I feel like, if you do some, if you treat it as a podcast, then that's much easier to digest than just sit down and watch 2+ hours of a couple of dudes talking about their past and whatnot. Do it while you're doing dishes or training. You're getting the pump. You need the pump up. Hello, Masters of the 80s. Hello. Hey, you can join. Hopefully it's a decent time where you are doing it this early. So I appreciate you coming by. Hello. Unboxing the Future. Sean is here. Unboxing the Future. Gotta get that channel of yours going. Master of the 80s. His channel is up and rocking and rolling over there. You gotta support the community and the friends and everything. The Gooch. Good morning, Chris. Just chilling, eating some Fruity Pebbles. As you should. I also had some cereal this morning. What the hell did I have? I don't know what I had. Yeah, so we'll just try to make some fun entertainment by yapping back and forth with each other and see what happens. So the Oh I Had That. If you haven't yet, please go over to Josh's channel. His Instagram is huge. He's got a big following on Instagram. Oh I Had That. He's a really good dude, and he will probably be on the show again for several different things. Certainly for an episode of Crept from the 90s. And I also just did an interview with Jay of NES Addict. His channel is pretty rad as well, especially if you love, 80s and 90s video game systems. Go on over to NES Addict and check it out. And if you enjoy, please subscribe. He's a really good dude. He's got some very fun content. Especially the oddities. I love when he does his oddities videos because he shows off some really cool and weird stuff related to Nintendo merchandising from the 80s and 90s. It's pretty cool. But yeah, you know, it is a crisp, cool Western upstate New York winter. Of course, it's cold and ugly and snowy. The snow here lasts for sometimes, going right into May. It's, I hate. That's like one of the biggest things I hate about living Western New York, upstate New York, is just the weather just blows. But I can't see myself living. I don't want to live in California. I don't want to live in Florida. Ooh, it's great to visit. I love visiting, but I don't want to live there. Yeah. But yeah, so I did watch WandaVision. That is all done. And my lady and I have been watching a lot of different new movies on like the streaming services and whatnot. And like, we did just watch Coming to America 2. It was all right. We watched Monster Hunter with Mila Jovovich. You know, great visuals, great action, great monsters, but it was a huge cheese fest. I mean, you see where the budget went, and it was all in those special effects. But I was chuckling at some of the shitty shit, the shitty lines, and But I mean, ultimately, I end up liking that crap. I wouldn't own that movie, but it was entertaining enough. Coming to America 2, I don't know. It didn't really. I felt it was like a big. I don't know. They just kind of redid a lot of the same jokes. Redid a lot of the gags. It was fine. I think I laughed once. I loved the first movie. I don't know, but so I don't know. It was fine. Yes, Unboxing the Future. Loved WandaVision. Hell yeah. The Gooch. I've been watching The Sopranos. I have watched The Sopranos probably 4 times in a row, like the whole series, 4 times since it aired. Love that show. I'm on my 6th viewing of Entourage. I love Entourage. Unboxing the Future. I haven't checked out Coming to America 2 yet. I have low expectations. Yeah, I mean, keep those expectations low. I mean, maybe you'll find it hilarious. I don't know. It didn't work for me. Some of it was fine, but overall, I guess I just was like, I wonder why they made this. So the Goldbergs. Yeah, I mean, I loved like seasons 1 through 5 of the Goldbergs, and there's a couple things in 6 that were good, but for the most part, I have, it's on season 8 now, and I've just kind of, it isn't what it used to be. That's for sure. And I think their time is up. I think it's time to cut that cord and let it go. But hey, if people are still enjoying it, why not? Why take the magic away from them? Why? Just because I'm not finding it as enjoyable anymore. Who cares? But yeah, we've been doing that, and we've been watching. Like, Katie loves that show Outlander, and I got her the 5th season on Blu-ray for Christmas, so she's finally cracking into that. She's really into Outlander. I'm still watching the dumb shows that I watch. I honestly, I find it interesting that I tend to watch more old stuff than anything else. Certainly with movies, it takes a, I don't know. I don't. It's got to be something special to get me to watch the movies that are coming out nowadays. I got to find it like the Masters of the '80s. Have you watched the spinoff of the Goldbergs? I did, and I didn't really like it that much. Um, Probably because I'm a hater of the '90s so much. Uh, but it didn't. I don't know. It didn't sit well with me. I don't know. It's over now. I mean, there's not going to be any more. They canceled it, but I did watch it. My son liked it, and he still enjoys the Goldbergs. But even he was like, they're not really. It doesn't feel as '80s anymore as it used to, and I have that same sentiment. So, but I've been rewatching a lot of stuff. There's shows that I just love and I go back to all the time. I watched Just One of the Guys yesterday. Hell yeah. Love that movie. It's a classic. It's one of my favorite '80s comedies. Um, yeah, we're just starting to open up more theaters here in New York State. Um, and I've been contemplating what I want to go back to the theater for. Because quite honestly, I mean, I will always love the theater experience. I really do. And there's nothing better than having a communal geek out experience with people in the theater. That's some of the fun of going to the theater for me. I love it. I love the cheering and the clapping and the hoots and hollers at like some of the best geeky movies and whatnot. That's so fun. Um, but with things still limited, and it's just like I have the home theater, and it's 4K picture and sound quality is amazing. And what do I want to go back to the theater for? And right now I'm contemplating uh, going back for Godzilla versus Kong, because I love the Godzilla films. I loved Skull Island. They made, those movies are made for somebody like me. So, um, and to see it and to possibly miss out seeing it in IMAX, is a little bit of a bummer for me. So I'm contemplating whether or not I want to go. But it's, there's also the communal experience, whereas if it's going to be like 25 people in there, it's not as fun to get jazzed up. But really, the movie is the main focus. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to do it. If anything is going to drag me back to the theater, it's seeing Godzilla versus Kong in IMAX. That's for damn sure. So we shall see. Things are getting better around this area. So we'll see. Master of the '80s. I watched the 4K restoration of The Golden Child last night, and it looks really good. I love that movie. I still haven't gotten that new Paramount special disc that they put out. It is on my wish list. So at some point I will get it. But yeah, I mean, that people give that movie a bad rap. The Golden Child. That shit's funny. I want the knife, please. Shit, man. '80s Eddie Murphy. Give me a break. That's the best. But Trading Places will always go over that for me. I like it more. So yeah, yeah, been watching a lot of streaming stuff. Or Katie, she works in healthcare, and she'll sometimes before she comes home, she works crazy hours, so she'll come home, later at night, and she'll pop on one of those red boxes, and if there's something that she thinks is something that would be appealing to us, she'll grab something from there. Like we just watched also Love and Monsters, which was actually pretty decent, not too bad. That did, that came out in limited theaters. That was like coming out like right when the pandemic was happening at first, and so it was one of those casualties for the theaters dropping off. But it was pretty decent, pretty fun. What else have we been checking out? It's yeah, I mean nothing that's really like blown us away, other than WandaVision, which we loved. So Marvel did it again. But I'm so looking forward to everything that's coming up, Marvel, on Disney Plus and in the theaters. Like, I will probably go see Black Widow in the theater. I don't think I'll watch that at home. I want that big screen experience. Again, the same with Godzilla versus Kong. I'm really wrestling with myself if I can watch it free in my home theater or if I want to see it on an IMAX screen. I just don't know. I don't know. And if I do it at home, I'm gonna do like I'm gonna do the MonsterVerse. I'm gonna do Godzilla 2014 on, and then finish with Godzilla versus Kong. And so if I do that, I'll have a couple people over and who want to enjoy the Clash of the Titans with me. I just finished my getting all of the Godzilla movies that I love, and I have every Godzilla movie except the two that I don't like. And I don't like Shin Godzilla. I think it's terrible. And I don't like Godzilla 1984 slash 1985. But yeah, those are the two that I don't like, and I won't own them. But I own every other Godzilla movie, and I just finished getting the last two movies I needed for the collection, which was Mechagodzilla 2 and Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, which I really love. So, and that Criterion collection that my boy Sean got me for Christmas last year, that thing is a beauty. That Godzilla Criterion collection of all those films. They look gorgeous. Yeah, great set. But yeah, other than that, I still watch all the 80s stuff that I love. I rerun that stuff more than anything else. Movies, TV, cartoons, any of that stuff. The last Saturday morning sleepover recently passed, and it was a great one. I felt really good. A friend of mine, Desiree, who's in my films, her and her boyfriend came up to experience the Saturday morning sleepover, and it was another 10 hours of nonstop nostalgia. It was great, so fun. Masters of the 80s. I've just introduced my wife to Twin Peaks, so we're working our way through the Gold Edition box set. Twin Peaks, it's a acquired taste. What do you like? Do you like all three seasons? We were very disappointed with the third season. My wife doesn't like the second season, but she loves the first season, and I love 1 and 2. But we both were like pretty, we were hanging on there for that third season. And there were some nuggets. There were some nuggets that actually made us like cheer, But for the most part, Drunken Master Studios, do you have a favorite monster that hasn't been featured yet you'd like to see possibly show up in a future Godzilla movie? I wish the two studios would come together and we could finally get a Godzilla and Gamera film. That would be fun. That'd be pretty sweet. So I would love to see that. In the actual MonsterVerse and the stuff that's happening here in America and whatnot, I mean, in this new one, we're getting Mecha Godzilla, so I'm excited about that. I would love if somebody would, grow enough balls in the studio system to add Jet Jaguar in there. That'd be fun. Gigan, I would love to see like a Hollywood version of Gigan. I think his design, both old school and modern, is fantastic. So I would love to see Gigan. Oh, Master of the 80s. I've only seen seasons 1 and 2. Have you heard? What have you heard about season 3? It's a trip, man. It's a long, sluggish trip. Some people like just adore it, but I think that's just because they, worship at the feet of David Lynch, and they probably don't get it themselves, but they believe that they do because they're highly pretentious people. But there's some gems in the 3rd season that were like, yes, Where did you get your shirt? It's pretty cool. This is from, I believe this is a Gutter Garbs t-shirt. I usually get my stuff from Fright Rags. My buddy Ben runs frightrags.com, fright-rags.com, or I'll get it from cavitycolors.com, or I'll get it from Gutter Garbs, right here. So but yeah, support the little folk, guys. They're awesome. They're all awesome people, and they're all trying to create unique and fun horror and genre shirts. And I'm one of those weirdos who likes Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Yeah, it's no Part 1, but I am a goofball, so I really appreciate the comedy stupidity of Part 2. 90% of my shirts came from Horror Hound. Yeah. So there's always some good vendors at those horror shows. I miss them. There's something coming up here in the summer. Well, not here, but not that far from me, that I might actually jump on because it sounds pretty intriguing, and it's an outdoor event, so I think it'll be. And then by then, I'm hoping that a lot more of us lowly dogs will be vaccinated. Already a good portion of my family are vaccinated because of the jobs that they have, and us lowly fools, us the dregs of society, have to wait till the end to get our juice. But I think by then a lot of us will be, and it'll be a little safer to do what I want to do this summer out there at this event, and promote the channel, and promote the 30th anniversary of Low Budget Pictures and the 10th anniversary of Warlock Home Video, which Meredith and I became very apparent while we were talking for our latest Crapster Piece episode. That'll be out in a couple weeks, or sooner. But yeah, it's the 10th anniversary of Warlock Home Video and the 30th anniversary of Low Budget Pictures. Crazy times. Drunken Master Studio, how do you feel about Return of the Living Dead 3? Not the best one of my taste, but that zombie chick was pretty hot. I like Return of the Living Dead 3. Yeah, it was dope. That was a huge rental back in the day for me. I had the rental poster hanging in my bedroom wall as well. I didn't particularly think like Melinda Clark was hot or anything, but I loved the story they were telling, and certainly being a special effects nut, a monster kid, I loved all the effects houses that went in on that picture to present the zombies and the creatures in that film. Pretty fun. The Gooch. I just ordered the Halloween 3 shirt from Gutter Garbs. It's the 3 mask shirt. Can't wait to wear it. Yeah, I love, Gutter Garbs. That guy who runs that also, he does like a film festival. Well, he did. I mean, he will once it gets back to normal. But down in it's close to Long Island, New York. It's right around in there. I think it's in Long Island. Yeah, maybe Huntington. I don't know. But he does a pretty sweet events, and he makes the shirts for his events as well. But then he jumped into this, and yeah, good shirts, quality stuff. I love the variety of all those companies, because it's not you just have so much to choose from, the artistry and so, that each of the companies use, the people that they use. Really good stuff, sometimes very, very creative, and I appreciate that. We're still going to be releasing some new shirts in the TeePublic store for Low Budget Pictures, for Crept from the 80s. There's still some stuff that I have, Tom and I are going to be working on, trying to get those done. Has there been any new updates on the restorations of Peter Jackson's early films? No, which is nuts. But I'm 100% sure that they're coming. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point this summer, one of these bigger studios is going to release that bombshell, be it Arrow or be it Scream Factory, whoever they, Peter decided to jump on with. I have faith that it's coming. But what I did hear, which was for real and which was, 100% locked in and it's coming, is Robert Rodriguez has worked on the 25th anniversary of From Dusk Till Dawn, the 4K restoration, 4K Blu-ray that's coming out at some point this year, and I'm really pumped for that. We're going to do a whole special, Casey and I, on what From Dusk Till Dawn means to us. So that'll be fun. Brett Allen Coker, all your flicks are super addictive to me. I do overnights at a dog daycare. I have a dog that comes regularly named Toby. I'm constantly calling him Toby Lerone. That's good. It's a good family name, Toby Lerone. Past 2 days, I have woken the dogs up blaring some Henry Lee Summer. Yeah! Hopefully it's just that song. Or Hands on the Radio. Drunken Master Studios. I would love to see Peter Jackson use some of that Lord of the Ring money to make his ultimate splatter movie. I imagine he'd have a blast doing it. It's something that, I think most of us Peter Jackson fans who knew Peter Jackson before Lord of the Rings and followed his career like I did, we've wished upon a wish that's made up of smaller wishes that he would make at least one more horror comedy. Give us one more, my man. It's got to be in him, These big budget fantasy movies and big budget movies they're wearing him out. You can see he's gone gray, decrepit, because of these big machines. Oh, Peter, come back to us. Oh, don't make me get loose. Couch Potato. Got my hotel reserved for RetroCon 2021. Pretty excited about it. Bummed when they canceled it last year. Casey and I are thinking about doing it this year. We did 2 of them back to back, and we really enjoyed it. It's tough for somebody like me who we were there selling, but man, all I want to do is buy. There's so much stuff. It's a smorgasbord of nostalgia for me. But yeah, that's another one that we'll see if I'm going to do. Don't know, but Casey and I have talked about it. So Just don't know how it's going to pan out. I mean, if I end up doing the thing in July, then I'll probably end up doing RetroCon. Those guys are pretty fun and pretty easy to work with. And the vendor tables are extremely reasonable at RetroCon. So. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for talking in this weird Sunday afternoon. Thanks to Casey. Conventions are easily the thing I have missed the most during the pandemic. Conventions, for sure. Having events. I host a lot of events at my house. And I've done what I can, but it's been tough to not see everybody that I'd like to see. Yeah, the communal aspect and the family atmosphere of the conventions is definitely a bummer, but it's, it'll come back. It's all going to come back at some point. I firmly believe it, and it'll look different at first, but I think, and some of them out there, some of those, I mean, they're doing it. You know what I mean? Some of them are still holding their conventions and doing what they can to hang on, and I get that. I totally get that. There's actually a very small possibility that I'm supposed to go out to Florida to work on one of my projects with Clint. And there's a small chance that we might jump into Spooky Empire for the day, just to check it out, just to sort of get the feel and what the atmosphere is going to be like in this situation. So I don't know. We'll see. Couch Potato, any plans for a Saturday morning sleepover in the near future? We just did a Saturday morning sleepover, Couch Potato. We just did the 4th year launch of Saturday morning sleepover. It was pretty great. As I said, Desiree, who I've known for 16 years now, and dear friend, her and her boyfriend came up from New Jersey to experience the Saturday morning sleepover, and they got 10 hours in their face, and they managed to make it all the way through without falling asleep or looking uncomfortable and things like that. So, but yeah, we'll be doing, I try to do like at least 4 to 5 Saturday morning sleepovers a year. And I mix it in with Saturday morning sleepover / the Saturday night sleepover, which was when we do 80s movies back to back, starting more in the mid-afternoon to the night, as opposed to the Saturday morning sleepover, which is a 10-hour event. So instead we'll do like 4 movies back to back, and I like to splice it up that way and makes it a little fresh for people. Nasty Nitro, you planning on making any more LVP pictures in the future? Yeah, I mean, there's 2 things that are being worked on at the moment, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I am going to be talking about them soon, because there is going to be a big 30th anniversary info dump of all the things that we're sort of doing. I mean, it's nothing like mind-blowing or anything like that as far as that you're going to be able to get immediately from me. It's not, there's just things in the works, and there's things being written, and there's Zoom meetings with people that we are trying to put these 2 projects together. So we'll see what happens. But there's a lot of fun stuff that's happening around the 30th anniversary of Low Budget Pictures and the 10th anniversary of Warlock Home Video that will be up on the channel that fans can enjoy, and lots of fun interviews and behind the scenes clips and things that people have never seen, and things like that. And we got a fun announcement that's coming from some place that he's not letting me announce it yet, but it'll be cool for fans of this stuff. So there is stuff in the works. Let's see. The Gooch, what are you planning on watching today? I'm not sure. Sometimes it's planned out. The wife and I will say, hey, let's do this today. And when she gets home from work, we'll do it. And then when I'm done doing, I'll do a little writing that I need to do every day. And I do a workout every day, and I do walking every day. And then after that stuff, I'll go down in the theater room and just kind of look through stuff, or look through, what's cool on the 4K streaming, or through my collection, just to see if there's something I want to watch. So I never know. But, talk to me next week, the Gooch, and I'll let you know what I watched today. I don't know. Or follow the Instagram, and maybe I'll post what I watched. We're hoping everything should be back up and running for August, and the UK event are being booked for later in the year. Yeah, I mean, it's happening here too, and it's definitely, and we're in a much better spot than the UK at the moment. I'm talking where I am specifically, and New York City is also opening up a lot more. So yeah, events are coming back. They're just going to look different. There's an AEW event coming here in June that I really would like to go to. So hopefully somebody local will want to jump in that with me. Drunken Studios, I do like your optimism about it. Conventions coming back regularly always makes me smile, because I feel the same, though a lot of my friends are not as hopeful. I mean, yeah, there's always going to be pessimistic people. How can you not think that they are coming back? Conventions are going to come back. Of course they are. Of course they are. Just like movie theaters. It's just all going to be different, man. It's just, everything is going to be different at first. I don't know, man. We gotta think positive. This isn't the end of anything. Us weirdo creatures who are on this floating planet out in the middle of nowhere have been through some shit before, and this is, we'll bounce back until the aliens finally destroy us, which would be rightfully, hey, I'll take it. We deserve it. We're a bunch of fuckheads. Unboxing the future. I wish I could go to Joe Bob Jamboree, but the wife says it's way too soon, where I'm high risk. Yeah. That's the thing that I'm talking about, Sean. I might be going to that at the Mahoning Drive-In, and promoting the stuff. So we'll see. I don't know. Couch Potato, if you ever get bored, I've found recently on YouTube they're putting up Saturday morning cartoons with their original commercials. Came across it and have really enjoyed it. I do it all myself, so I'm never really bored. And certainly when it comes to that stuff, I have such a backlog of what I've done for the Saturday morning sleepover for the last 4 years. I have tons of stuff, plus my 80s collection, all the stuff that I love, the cartoons that are available I have on DVD or Blu-ray over here, and then just the curated stuff that I've made for the Saturday morning sleepover, which has the commercials and everything in it. And yeah, it's, I'm plenty satisfied with the nostalgia I'm able to pour over my sensual frame. They don't bring everything back. Exactly, Jim. Too much money left on the table. They don't bring everything back. Yeah, it's all coming back, and it's just gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird for a while, but I'll take it. Do you ever include any Thundar the Barbarian? Yes, I do. Thundar, I love Thundar the Barbarian. Ukla the Mock, man. He's my spirit animal. But yes, I think us 80s, the kids born in the 70s like us and growing up in the 80s, the early 80s, I'm a Hanna-Barbarian. Thundar the Barbarian is right up my alley. I love that stuff. Thunder Barbarian is good. Yes, it is getting a nice Blu-ray. It is. I think I already pre-ordered it. So I have to check. I'll have to check. But I think I did put it in as a pre-order. So we'll see. But yes, I am going to get that Blu-ray for show. For show. I have thanks to my friend Zach. He curated as much as he could with Captain N the Game. Well, no, he got all of Captain N the Game Master and put it on Blu-ray for me. And I told him to find the best quality Bionic 6 that he could of every episode, and he gifted that to me as well on Blu-ray. So I have all the Bionic 6 as well. Which was a highly underrated franchise and cartoon and toys and all that stuff. It was here and then it was gone, unfortunately. But I loved it. Kicking theme song too. And Casey, if you didn't hear me in the beginning, Casey and I are. I mean, he was supposed to be here, but I messed up, and the original plan was to do our live show next Sunday, and then I somehow thought that it was today, and he couldn't join today. So maybe we'll be doing another live show next Sunday. We'll see. We'll see. But I think he'll try to pop in at some point, he said. So at least he'll be in the comments in the. Yeah, Couch Potato, love Captain N. For sure. Masters, there's a German company that put out the Captain N box set. Nice. Oh, I think wherever Zach got the content was probably from DVD rips of some sort, because they look great. They look like what my DVD looks like, but I didn't have the entire series. Drunken Master Studio. So many of those shows back in the day that should have got Nintendo games but didn't. Do you have any in particular that you wish had been made? It seems like they really did make a lot of games off of the pop culture from back then. More so in the 90s than the 80s. Seemed like every cartoon or every movie, regardless of what it was getting some sort of release. I don't know. I mean, for the most part, I guess I was pretty happy with the stuff that was coming out. I mean, those games, those movie games or cartoon games or whatever, they were always terrible. At least as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the Turtles games are fantastic. Those were the exception for sure. So I don't know if there's anything that I would want to see. I mean, they made Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. You know what I mean? They made all these dumbass games. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't play any of those. Drunken Master. Leroy Green, can you sing the Defenders of the Earth theme song? No, I won't. But if you like, NECA figures, those. I just saw them in my local Walmart. I was shocked because usually the NECA stuff takes forever to get to my Target or Walmart, and I had just read about them, and I walk into a Walmart and there they were. But I wasn't a big fan of Defenders of the Earth. It didn't appeal to me. Now, if you want me to sing, Sukiyaki suck, suck it, Sue, suck it to me. I suck it to you. I snagged the Halloween 3 NECA set from Target. I saw it for the first time last week out in the wild. I had never seen it in the wild. So I held it in my hands and then looked at the price and was like, you know what? I can't do this. I'm poor. I can't do this. So I had to pass it up. Unboxing the Future. My Walmart never has NECA. My Target gets them though. Yeah, I mean the last year the NECA started showing up in Walmarts, and there's a specific section now that has Walmart stuff. I actually I got what did I found like Mego, some of the new Mego stuff in the same section that was pretty cool. But I mean, for the most part now, I've learned that I'm just gonna have to pre-order stuff that I really want. And if I happen to have the money, great. And if not, I'm probably gonna miss it because there's too many scalpers. There's too many like assholes who will swipe in and buy everything up to resell. So they're never there, and the things that I want certainly are never there. So it's a bummer. Leroy Green, any interest in coming to America film? I did talk about it earlier. It was harmless. It really didn't do much for us. Katie and I watched it. We love the first film, and this one, it made us smile here and there, and I think I laughed once. But for the most part, it didn't do much for me. I found it to be very repetitive. I don't know. It wasn't terrible, but I also, I'll never watch it again. So, Sleeping Collectibles. Those turtles in there keep stealing. Those turtles in the corner keep stealing my eye. Awesome recording room. So much coolness in one space. That's right, Sleeping Collectibles. Yes. Hopefully you've watched the room tour of this 80s room tour on the channel. Pretty much shows off everything in there. Yeah. Yes. Well, it's because this room is small and I have way too much stuff to put in here. There's stuff in tubs that have not been put up because I don't have the room. Our house is filled with stuff, geeky stuff. We need a bigger house, and hopefully one of these days we will be out of here. And this was nice at first, but we've been here now. This is going on 8 years. It's time to get a bigger house. Drunken Master Studios, if you could get a modern retro game made for one of your movies, which would you want done? That's funny. I mean, I guess you could make a game out of a lot of them. Like Ski Wolf, yeah, it would work. It'd be like downhill skiing. Destruction Kings would be fun. It'd be, the gang versus the monsters. Sex Squash versus Teen Ape would be like a fighting game. Yeah, I don't know, like a Mortal Kombat type thing, but it'd be like sexual combat. It would be all like kinky and porny, and that'd be fun. Audible base only. What are the political notes of Coming to America 2? Were you sufficiently shamed? I guess so. I don't know. No, I don't know. Jim Ball, I vote Destruction Kings, old style beat 'em up. Yeah. But I think Teen Ape and Bonejack would probably go at each other like, yeah, Mortal Kombat style, or any of those weird, stupid characters. Matthew, what up? Hello, Matthew. Thank you for joining. That's right. Brett Allen Coker, Damn Typing, Mortal Kombat, or Street Fighter, all the LVP characters. Hell yeah. That would be hilarious. That'd be hilarious. But, I mean, nobody knows who my shit is. There would never be a video game of that stuff. But it would be funny. It would be very funny. I could see it now. Unboxing the Future, the quest from the egg salad Earthbound clone. Ooh. Leo would win hands down. Leo is a brute. He'd be a yeah. Leo would be like Donatello for me in the Turtles 2 arcade. What?
Yeah. Got a new battery pack thing. Never need to use batteries again.
Why?
Because I got a battery charger thing.
Do you have the thing to charge it?
Yeah. So I never need to use batteries again because I got a new one.
That's great.
I know.
Look, it's Wolverine, everyone. Oh, you can't see his hair. It's all right.
It's luscious, anyways.
Yeah, whatever.
Look at that. Yeah.
My son. Audible base only. I guess I expected it to be really heavy on the shaming of politically, culturally misaligned viewers. Thanks for taking my question, man. Love what you do. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like it did any of that stuff, and I half expected them to do that. I definitely, some of these new movies, they really are. Oof, they're pushing too hard. They're trying too hard with some of that stuff, and I would like all of that stuff to stay out of my entertainment. The world is fucked up enough. I think my biggest letdown of the movie, just generally, all in all, was like, I just wanted it to laugh. I wanted to laugh. I wanted to be, I don't know, and it just didn't do it for me. That's okay. I don't know. Heather did cockblock an entire apocalypse. You're right. She did. She did. Heather and Pugly did. Drunken Master Studios. I think it had enough old school people involved that they just wanted it to be fun instead of trying too hard to be woke. They got nothing to prove. That's true. That's true. But I just wanted it to be funny. Like, it didn't matter that they brought back everybody. I just wanted everybody to be funny. And for me, it just didn't hit. It just didn't hit. I felt like at least Eddie should be smart enough to know that don't recycle the jokes from the first movie. Obviously it was a joke in itself that all the old people were still alive, 30 years later. I guess that was funny. I love that it continued the sort of sequelization of Trading Places. You know what I mean? You still got them in there, which was nice, which was a nice callback. But I don't know. I think I don't know. Maybe I expected too much comedy-wise, and it just didn't sit well with me. Audible base only. Oh man, they definitely don't laugh these days. Very sad times. That's true. That is true. It's all weird. It's all weird, man. Everything. I like. I don't know. People have become something else. Something else. Long are the days. We're never gonna see a Lionel Joseph. You know. Drunken Master Series. It does seem like that. At the end, that Dolomite movie rejuvenated Eddie as far as wanting to do more stuff. So hopefully the next one will be better. I agree. You know, like he brought his game to that. You know, Eddie had a man. You know, it. I feel like you go a little. There's only so much money. Do you know what I mean? Like Eddie, clearly he was doing all those kid-friendly movies because of the paycheck. But I feel like, man, once you get to a certain point, it's like, don't you have, respect for yourself? And whatever, people can love that stuff. That's great. But I think Eddie as an artist, it's just like I guess I always felt like he had a little more pride and respect for his comedy and him as a person and what he was doing. But I guess, I don't know. To me, like $1 million is a lot of money, but I guess to a celebrity, you got to have $100 million in your bank account, or it ain't happening for you. I don't know, but it seems like the last 5 years or so, he's really cared about the stuff that he's, taking on and giving a shit about. And I don't blame him for coming to America too. Like, listen, they tried, and it seems like they were having a blast. Can't fault him for that. And I'm sure, plenty of people had a great time with it. I just, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't amazing either. So, but I'll never see, I'll never have to watch it again. Like I've seen it. It's good. Brett Allen Coker, I think what's really attracted me to LBP lately is the irreverent humor. So many inappropriate jokes, stuff you would be canceled for these days. I mean, for sure. Listen, that's why I'm never going to be anything. I just want to make what I want to make, and people can like it or not. And they can make assumptions of who I am and what I'm about. And those assumptions are probably 95% always wrong, but whatever. I'm not here to heal the world. I'm here to hopefully make you laugh. And if I don't, oh well, move along. I don't believe 99% of the shit that I write. It's all for goofs, and people can take it the way that they need to take it. I know who I am. I know my beliefs. I know why I do what I do and what I do. And all I gotta be is, truthful to me. You can either take it or leave it, but 100%, the whole gang would be canceled. You know what I mean? Every single person who has been making these movies with me for as long as they have would be what? Blah blah. Worry about your fucking self. Jesus Christ, these people. Greg recently got a Blu-ray double feature of Mind Warp and Brain Scan, both cheesy fun. I know you've been Brain Scan, but have you ever seen Mind Warp? Yep, I have seen Mind Warp, and it didn't, when it came out for rental, I rented it. It didn't do much for me. I'm not like I don't worship at the feet of Bruce Campbell like people do. He's fine. Ash was great, but whatever. Brett Allen Coker, I'll take it. Well, thank you. I appreciate, I appreciate all sides. I guess at least you're talking about something, and it's making you feel good about talking about it, good or bad. So. But yeah, I mean the character of Teen Ape. Come on, you know. And people miss what we were trying to do with Teen Ape, you know. But that's okay. That's all right. But Ukla the Mock is still my spirit animal. I mean, did you guys watch WandaVision? What did you guys think of WandaVision overall? Are any of you guys MCU heads? Or just Marvel? I mean, Marvel nuts in general? I definitely am a Marvel nut. Have been since I was little. What is the easiest way to collect a majority of your movies? Fortunately, I've been able to see a few through friends, but I'd really like to build up a good collection. There's some that you can get through me. Some you can get through. They're called makeflix.com now, and some you can get through sovhorror.com. Truth be told, I don't see any money from any of the other companies, but a good chunk of stuff you can get through me, and then some are discontinued, and some are being turned into Blu-rays. So I guess just come at me, and I can give you a list of what I have and offer, and then I can say, hey, well, these other films are at these other distribution companies, so you can get them through there. I know Amazon Prime used to show a lot of my stuff. Netflix used to show a lot of my stuff. Again, I never saw dime one, but that's okay. At least the stuff was out there. And I think Amazon now is shutting down a lot of indie stuff that's on their site. They're taking it away and I guess making room for the big guys, the big guns, the real independent films, as it were. So WandaVision was interesting. Thought the end would be a little more epic. Won't spoil anything. Yeah, I mean, I loved it overall, and I understand what they had to do and where it's going. Certainly more so being a comic fan. I snagged the Evil Knight VHS DVD the other day. Oh yeah, you must have got that from eBay or something, or from some collector or something like that. We made a limited amount of those. Yeah, Drunken Mastery. I mean, just get a hold of me at warlockhomevideo@gmail.com. And, we'll go from there. Unboxing the Future. Tubi has me. So I guess the Tubi channel has some Chris Seaver stuff. I don't know what. But, again, I'm never privy to any of this stuff. I'm sure the stuff is out there all over the place, but I don't know. I mean, I have no say in any of that stuff. Oh yeah, I do. I am aware that Amazon Prime did censor a lot of shit. It's silly. Whatever. Some of the stuff that they show, and then some of the stuff they don't censor but do censor. It's like, what do you do? It's better being your own boss. It's better being, make what you want to make and find the best avenue to promote it. I don't know. Unboxing the Future. I have a pretty sweet set. Humble brag. Yeah, I mean, you have, almost everything for sure. Greg, the Justin and Liz sex film crew is one of the funniest scenes in any movie I've ever seen. Thank you. It is also one of my favorite scenes. I don't say that much because I hate a lot of my films, but I really enjoy film crew overall, just in general. And there's some news coming up that I can't talk about yet. thanks to somebody else. But it will be talked about. Jim Ball, me too. Got so many of the older flicks years ago and picked up several Warlock titles last year. Yeah, like you can get all the Warlock stuff for the most part from me, but I do have a licensing deal that I struck with sovhorror.com, and they right now are handling the DVDs only for some of the Warlock stuff, while I do the Blu-ray stuff. So it's one of my favorites, Greg. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. We made that in 2006. 2006. In a total of 16 hours, we shot film crew. Crazy. Nasty Nitro. Speaking of which, I need to get another copy of Filthy McNasty because my last copy got borrowed permanently, and that's the first one I watched of LVP, so it's got a special place in my heart. Well, there's some fun stuff coming, so hold off before you get another copy of Filthy McNasty. Hold off, and hopefully stay tuned to this channel because there's some stuff, some news coming presently. News is on the way for some of that older stuff, and then there's a lot of stuff that are just being discontinued. I'm not going to make anymore, and then some, like I said, are going to be held over for Blu-ray releases and Blu-ray collections that has, stuff like Blood Trim and Bloody Giblets and things like that will make it onto collection Blu-rays because they don't need their own Blu-ray releases. So there'll probably be a vintage Sievage set at some point for some of that stuff. At least through me, but there's some stuff coming through other companies that is very cool that I think old school fans will quite enjoy. Just can't talk about it yet because he hasn't given me the permission to. But it's coming. There's stuff I think for everybody who have enjoyed Low Budget Pictures and Warlock Home Video, and because of the fun anniversaries that are happening this year for both of those. I think there'll be something for everybody, and I appreciate it, doing it this long, 30 years and still having people interested is fun. It's very fun for me. It's humbling and, so I appreciate that. And then there's the new stuff, that who knows how that's going to be presented, if they will be eventually made, and I hope they will, but I'm still writing and I'm still being creative, so that's important. There will at some point be something from us down the road. Masters of the 80s, I know you're a Hammer horror fan. Do you own Twins of Evil or Hands of the Ripper? I do own Twins of Evil. I own Twins of Evil. I think Hands of the Ripper as well. I think they're both. I got them from, Synapse? I think Synapse did them. But I have those discs. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with my Hammer, all the Hammer stuff that I want. I have a pretty big collection.
The cheese good?
Well, what does it look like? Does it look good?
Does it?
If it ain't green and moldy and yellow.
What is that?
I think it's probably a hole that hasn't.
What about the?
It's just a hole.
What about the bread?
Yeah.
Garlic. It's good.
Oh, check it, but it should be.
I mean, I cooked it.
Then it's fine. If you haven't seen anything on it, it's fine.
What about the ham?
The ham's fine.
All right.
This kid making lunch, asking me if the cheese is moldy. As I was saying about the Hammer stuff, I have every Hammer film that I want, other than I still need to get Countess Dracula. But I have everything else. I'm not a completionist. I really only go after the stuff that I actually like and enjoy. So my Hammer collection is almost done. Greg, funny never goes out of style. That is true. Thank you. The Gooch, did you pre-order Frankenstein Monster from NECA? I did not, but it looks great because I feel like at some point I will get it, and I like grabbing that stuff at like shows, like conventions and whatnot. So I'm holding out. So we'll see. But I think at some point, in some way, I will get that Frankenstein from NECA for sure. Drunken Master, I too am cautious about my cheese. Yes. Unboxing the Future, is River enjoying his Oculus? He absolutely is. He very much enjoys it. When I put it on, I was blown away, actually. And we have the PlayStation VR, and that blew me away. But this Oculus thing, I put it on, and I was like, damn, He bought that himself with his Christmas money, and I had to set it all up for him and everything, and I was like really impressed with it. So Katie was like, well, maybe we'll get it for ourselves too. So I want to play all the Star Wars stuff and some of the scary games and whatnot. But yeah, I think it's cool. Jacob, weird question. Did you ever live in a town, Wellsville, New York? That's where I grew up, Jacob Schnebel. I grew up in Wellsville, New York. I still go back occasionally to shoot stuff for my movies. Chicken Wizard, you got any upcoming Blu-rays for sale? Again, there's some news that is coming that I can't talk about yet. But I mean, if you wanted to get some of the stuff I do have on Blu-ray at the moment, I mean, you might have the stuff already, Chicken Wizard, but I've got Death of Lantern 1 and 2 double feature on Blu-ray. I've got the Blue Cheese Brothers, which is our Ernest fan film on Blu-ray. Sex Squatch 1 and 2 is right here on Blu-ray that you can get from me. The Stoinky Saga, which is a bunch of the Stoinky shorts that we've done, is on here. Evil Night with Marilyn Mason is on Blu-ray with extras. The Death of Lantern remake is on Blu-ray with extras. And then the Weirdsies on Blu-ray. But there is some fun stuff coming to talk about the Weirdsies and all that good stuff. Jacob, me too. Glad to see someone from home who made it. I didn't really make it. Jacob, I did not make it. But I definitely, from growing up, I was born in 1977. I lived in Wellsville until about 2000, and then I moved. But growing up as a kid in the 80s, I was making movies in Wellsville. I was making movies right up till I left in Wellsville on VHS. And then I just kept making movies. And then I go back from time to time to make movies there because Wellsville hasn't really changed much. If you're a fan of my films, anybody out there, you've seen Wellsville, New York in the movies. You've seen what it looks like. It's a town that hasn't really changed much since I lived there growing up. So it has elements of the 80s. The atmosphere is very old school. So that's why I tend to go back there. And a lot of people know me from there. So they've given me permission to shoot everywhere. So that's been fun. Hell yeah, I got homie. I live there. Jacob, man, I am a semi-successful comic. I played D&D with you a couple times. Really? Jacob, I know plenty of Jacobs from Wellsville. A Jacob used to be in my films as well. His name was Jacob Myers. But I don't know. Unboxing the Future. Blue Cheese Brothers is amazing, and of course, the Stoinky Saga has the best Maceo ever. Yes, yes. Sean is in Stoinkmare on Halloween Street. Brett Allen fell asleep listening to the commentary on the Weirdsies last night. Listened to it before. Yeah, there's some stuff coming, Brett, for something new. Jacob, I was friends with kid Jesse. Well, I certainly remember Jesse. Jesse was a huge, I mean, Jesse was one of my best friends. I still talk to Jesse to this day. He was in my movies right up till like 2009. And I'm still trying to get Jesse to come back and do more stuff. He's got a million excuses. But yeah, I don't remember you, Jake. I'm sorry, but it's awesome that you're on here talking with me. Do you remember a show called Otherworld? Is there a DVD set available in the US? I don't remember a show called Otherworld. I remember a show called Out of This World. And there is no release of that in the US. But I did watch Out of This World. I believe they had like 4 seasons or something like that. But Otherworld, no, I don't know of that. Yeah, in fact, Jacob. I'm trying to get Jesse onto the show as well through Zoom, and he's just so flaky. He's just got a million excuses. Nobody is as busy as Jesse claims he is. He's just not. He's just a flake. But he has been for as long as I've known him. But I love the Greens. I mean, his brother Sean was also in my films for a very long time. That's cool. It's nice to see another Wellsvillian showing some love. The only other Wellsvillian who is still in my stuff to this day is Heather Maxon. She is still in there. So Master of the 80s is a sci-fi show. It only ran for 1 season, 85. No, I don't remember it. Although maybe if I saw it and saw the theme and saw the intro, maybe I would recognize it, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I look forward to when I'm able to talk about some of the stuff that we have planned. I just didn't want to do like there's stuff that me, myself, the group want to talk about, and then there's stuff that is outside the group but pertains to the group that I want to talk about, but I can't just yet. And I would rather do them all in one big info dump than have to do it separately. So I'm waiting for this one thing to announce everything that we have coming up for this year. Chicken Wizard, you ever talk to Kurt and Travis and Navina anymore, or not really? Nope, not really. Travis from time to time. Actually, a few years ago, let's see, I'm 44 this year. When I turned 41, maybe 42, is the last time I saw Travis. And he actually came over and celebrated my birthday with me. But no, I don't. Kurt, I haven't seen or talked to probably since 2012 or 2011. So I don't know. He, I don't know. I don't even know where he is. I don't, sometimes that just happens with people. They're not in the group anymore. Jessie Ames, I don't talk to anymore, but she's here in Rochester, and she just stopped doing stuff with us and stopped hanging out. And sometimes that happens. Brett, you ever a trading card guy? Old Marvel cards have exploded right now. I am in the early stages of planning an unboxing channel on YouTube, but old movie trading cards. I did back then. I definitely liked them. I would get some here and there. I was more into the Garbage Pail Kids for sure. That was the trading card thing that I was into. But I had some movie trading cards for sure. In the early '90s, I did get some of those. Marvel cards. But for the most part, Garbage Pail Kids was really the big trading card thing for me. And I have a bunch to this day, but I don't collect them. I feel like unless I'm going to be able to display them properly, I feel like they're just kind of a waste for me. Um, but yeah. I watched a review video about Twin Peaks that Kurt was on the channel reviewing it. Forget the name of the channel. Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. He's off living his life as most of the, people are. Guys, I have to real quick. I'm gonna keep going. I just got to get something. I'm getting one of those weird blood sugar. I'm getting shaky because I haven't really eaten anything. I've just got my seltzer. So I gotta real quick. I'm just gonna grab a granola bar or something, and I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. No, I left my audible bass only. Quick, while he's gone, somebody fart in his chair. I astral projected and left my astral form here to sit and fart in my chair. Drunken Master Studios. Looks like the full 8-episode run of Otherworld is available on YouTube in a convenient playlist. The only DVD set I can find is pretty spendy and does not look to be a US set, sadly. I will check it out. I'll give it a whirl. Thank you, guys. Brett just looked it up. GameSpot Universe, and he has his own channel just called Kurt and Navina. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Good for Kurt. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if he still lives here. Kurt was good. I mean, he knocked out his performance in Geek War is fantastic. I mean, that kid really knocked it out of the park for me. I was very, very impressed, and I'll forever be grateful for what he did in my movies, and you know, the friendship from the Indavinas in general. You know, they were crazy peeps. Sorry, guys. Unboxing the future. Have you tried strawberry banana passion flakies? I never would. That's blasphemy. I hate banana flavor. It's weird. I love bananas, just straight up regular bananas, but I hate banana flavored things. 9 times out of 10, they don't taste like banana. uh, so, and that's a blasphemy to the passion flaky. But give me those originals. My God. Brett, he was hilarious in Taint Light, even though I know you guys don't dig the flick. We don't dig the flick. None of us really dig the flick. But 100%, he's fantastic in the movie. For sure. You know, and that was really a 1-2 punch for him. You know, the next I mean, he's good in Filthy McNasty 4 as well. Kurt was always good. The Gooch, HBO Max just added The Lost Boys. I know what I'll be watching this evening. For shame, shouldn't you own it? Unboxing the Future. I didn't dig them, as you shouldn't. Listen, Sean, I'm not going to turn down any Passion Flakies. I'm not going to turn down any Jo Louis either. Because the Jo Louis are also very good. 100% with you, Brett. I also agree. Boy, do I love regular watermelon. But if you give me something that is supposed to taste like watermelon and isn't watermelon, no thank you. Thank you, Sean. The Passion Flaky. So passionate. So flaky. Oh, Gooch, can't do it. Yeah, I don't know. Can't do it. Sometimes this is silly bringing up, but appropriate, you know, as a man in his 40s. I have a lot of indigestion and heartburn and shit like that. Foods that never used to give me that shit, but now it does. So I'm always popping, you know, Tums and shit. And when you get that banana flavored Tum, I'm like, you know, sometimes at the end of the antacids, man, all you'll see left in the bottle is banana flavored I'll take everything else that's in the Tums. Oh no, Unboxing the Future. You love strawberry flavored things, but hate strawberries. Man, I love strawberries. Give them to me. Is jacklacking a regional? I have never. That's just my thing. So like, I just started using it on the sets of my movies. Like when people are just fucking. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. All of the people who are in my films are just my buddies. They're my friends. There's not even a handful of people who are actually actors. They're just hams. They just love to do my stupid shit in my movies. So not only are they the actors and my friends, but they're also the crew of the films. And you would think that movie after movie, year after year, that these people have been a part of my life and doing these movies, they would get their shit together and do what they're supposed to do so that we can get the movie done. We shoot these movies in 2 to 3 days. So and when they're jacklacking, man, they're jacklacking. So I just started saying this phrase, I would just yell out, "Stop jacklacking," and that just became a thing. So now everybody knows, Chris is going to say, "Stop jacklacking," or they have adopted it and no jacklacking, That's where that came from. Audible base only. Was artificial banana flavoring a new thing in the 80s or perfected during that time? Because my parents' age group, I'm early 40s, acted like it was a middle class persona delicacy to encounter. I don't know. I don't know. I definitely, yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm turning 44 this month. This year. I don't know, man. But it doesn't matter. I hated all of it. It's funny, I got a lot of like old people thinking that caramel or butterscotch caramels were like the height of ecstasy. And those would be like in the special bowls for people to take at people's houses, while like the majority of people had those like weird chalky like candy squares. I don't know. Yeah. Drunken Master Studios, I agree for the most part, but I will say the banana runts I do enjoy for whatever reason. Hey man, like what you like. That's cool. Everybody likes what they like. You don't gotta apologize. You don't gotta front. You just say what you like. Who cares? I love banana. I hate banana flavor things. Like apples, man. I love apples, but I can't do like hot, mushy apple. Like I can't do apple pie. Things like that. I can't do it. It doesn't sit well with me. But, I'm digging apple. I'll cut some apples, some peanut butter, put some on the apple, dip it in some caramel, what have you. You guys see these repros? Duke. These repros, I got Duke, I got Storm Shadow, Baroness, Snake Eyes. Who else I got up there? Tip Drip. Audible base only. Apple and banana will both calm diarrhea. Exquisite. So that's why I haven't diarrheaed in a while. Ooh, I did see. I'm a big fan of the original Punky Brewster, and I don't know what I was expecting. So, and I did watch I watched 4 episodes of the new Punky Brewster, and it just was not for me. It wasn't for me. Some things don't need to be for me anymore. It was just terrible writing. I agree. Audible based only. I agree that the new Joes are pretty. They've done a good job with them. They've done a good job. Um, I was gonna go back and recollect all the Joes that I had growing up, just the stuff that I really enjoyed and want back in my collection. And then I felt like, you know what? I'm not going to spend, $30 to $50 to $80 on a Joe figure that I had back then just to have in my collection. I decided I would go with the 25th anniversary re-releases that were happening. Well, not re-releases, but the 25th anniversary releases to emulate the old figures. And so I got a bunch of those from the guys that I, had back in the day, and I'm fine with them. They don't have to be the originals because sometimes, come on, the nostalgia taxers are ridiculous. But I have found that even these new Hasbro releases, they aren't, at first people were saying, oh, they're just re-releases of the 25th anniversary figures, but they're not. They actually did new sculpts and new articulation and whatnot, and definitely, a new array of accessories and whatnot. And I've been really impressed with them. So kudos, Hasbro. The 90s are rad. It's so wrong. But hello, what's up? Audible based only. Punky had the best Halloween episode of the decade. The guy stuck in the cave wall, like filled with creepy moments. Yeah, I mean that's I think everybody our age remembers that episode of Punky. Also, I love the episode of Different Strokes where Arnold and Sam are dressed as Ghostbusters, and they go into that haunted house and bust that ghost, and they get slimed. That's an episode I'll always remember. I also always remember the Different Strokes episode. They're some of my favorite episodes. When Mr. T, when they're filming the A-Team in their building, and they use the Drummonds household, the Drummonds penthouse, to shoot a scene for A-Team, and Mr. T comes in, and Arnold wants to impress a girl, so he shaves his head like Mr. T and dresses up like the T, and yeah, that's I'll remember that shit. Is that real? Master of the 80s? Is that real? The UK version of Punky Brewster was a show called Marmalade Atkins. That sounds like a character I would make up for my movies. I mean, I have a character named Marmalade in Sexquatch. That's hilarious. Marmalade Atkins. Well, now I have to see this Marmalade Atkins. That is... Punky and Hug-a-Bunch, man. The Hug-a-Bunches. Oh, I know the Gooch. Oh, I know. You were causing some strain back then for the Jacksons. Oh man, I'm gonna check it out now. Marmalade Atkins, Brett Allen Coker, Sexquatch's dumping buddy. That's right, Marmalade. Outstanding performance. Shit, that's crazy. Ran from 81 to 84. Marmalade Atkins. I mean, did you get Punky over there, or was that really just, because Punky was 84 and it lasted for 4 years. Was Punky a riff on Marmalade? Tell you what, Masters of the 80s. Okay. I'm gonna steal one of your imports. I'm gonna steal Matt Berry from you one of these days. Like that guy. I mean, I want him in one of my anything. I want to make any type of show, movie, or whatever, and have enough money to have Matt Berry in it. The Gooch. Have you recently ordered anything from Fright Rags? I have not. Also, what's cool is that because I'm good friends with those guys, Ben and Tansky. I don't really have to order per se from them, but how can I forget those jugs? Audible base only. It was insane. My God. Oh, Masters, I have already watched Toast of London and Year of the Rabbit. So in 2002, it was the first time that I got a region-free DVD player. And just on a whim, I was like, all right, I'm going to start getting stuff that, the genre stuff that I can import from Amazon UK. So 2002, I'm looking on like Amazon UK and I'm seeing like, ooh, what would, impress me? What would appeal to me that I can get, So I'm getting like all there's the horror stuff that wasn't available yet or the special editions or whatever. And then I see this Spaced show. And I'm like, well, shit, the description is right up my alley. And so, I buy Spaced and I'm, 2002, I'm like falling in love with this thing. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. This show was made for me. But because of Spaced, it started showing me all the stuff that was leading me down a rabbit hole, So, as the years passed, I would see all these specific comedians from the UK who were doing everybody's show and passing back and forth, and it was almost like a comedy troupe that really weren't a comedy troupe, but you were always seeing these faces. So I started getting all these releases from these same people that were making me laugh, and Matt Berry was in that glut of those shows that I was getting, like Dark Place and the Dean Lerner, the talk show Dean Lerner thing, and Mighty Boosh at the time and all that stuff, well before it was even like a thing over here. All because, I wanted those genre gems for my region-free DVD player. And Matt Berry he knocked me out with his comedy. I fell in love with this dude. I was like, this guy needs to be, and really the Mighty Boosh dudes, like, they spoke to me comedy wise, like, and then like in 2010 or 2011, like, my friend Billy, who is in like a shit ton of my movies, but he's a dear friend. He tells me, yeah, I just, one of the movie that I went to the UK to shoot, I shot with Matt Berry. And I'm like, ah! I'm like flipping out and asking him all these questions, and it turns out that Matt Berry is very much like us and has that same sense of humor, and he's down to earth and he's just playful and shit like that. And I was like, God damn, like Billy, my buddy, worked with Matt Berry. So one of these days, I really want to get Matt Berry in something I do. It would be like a dream, total dream. Brett Allen, I sold an amazing 35 millimeter. The Gooch, lucky you. I love Fright Rags. They're amazing. Brett Allen Coker, 35 print of Halloween 4 to one of the Fright Rags guys. Ben, I believe. Ben is a huge Halloween fan. And if you were selling anything like that, it's Ben probably bought it from you. They do. Ben runs, Fright Rags does this thing called Saturday Night Rewind at, he did, at, we have a local indie theater, I guess you can call it. It's called The Little. And he'll do, genre stuff on 35 millimeter. And some of the stuff he shows is his personal prints that he's bought. Did you ever get into Red Dwarf at all? I did not. I discovered it late in life, but always really enjoyed it. Sci-fi and sitcoms are two of my favorite things. But I do like Doctor Who. I think us kids who, were born in the 70s and grew up in the 80s, Tom Baker, you would see Tom Baker. It played on PBS in New York State. So I was seeing the Tom Baker run at the time and loving it. I was just like, who is this guy? He loves jelly beans. But now I love Doctor Who. Masters, yes. I did talk about Mighty Boosh. I know of Black Books. I don't know if I watched Hyperdrive. I think I may have checked it out back in the day. I'm not sure. All right, Sean. Thank you for joining us. You too have a great one, and we will talk, of course. I do need to send you that special relic of the past. See me. Oh, what do you guys want to talk about? Large natural breasts. That's my forte. I got you. What's on TV tonight? Shall we look? What do we got going on? Sunday evening. Let's see. 8 o'clock. We've got Murder, She Wrote. Or Our House. Yes, I remember Our House. Corky. Sunday night was pretty terrible growing up. What did I tend to watch Sunday night? I probably always put it on Fox. Because you'd get. Oh look, yes, I definitely was watching Fox because of the Tracy Ullman show for sure. Married with Children, 21 Jump Street. Oh, that's what I was watching. Oh, these guys. Have you guys seen these RED Transformer figures? They're pretty sweet. They don't transform. They're just highly posable representations of the Transformers from the cartoons. And I thought they were pretty sweet. Truth be told, even when I did have Transformers, I very rarely transformed them because I loved playing with them as robots. So I would just transform into the robot and never really transform them back. But then again, back then they were rudimentary and they were fairly simple for us to transform. But now when I get any of these Transformer, repros or retro lines or anything like that, I just leave them as the robots, man, because that's where the magic is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think they're pretty sweet, and they come with a bunch of, accoutrement, shit like that. Pretty cool. Pretty good. Just looked, and there are some episodes of Marmalade Egg on YouTube. You'll love it. I'm sure I'll love it. I will make a note of that, though. I got to check it out. Masters, how much of the 80s UK kids TV shows did you get in the US back in the day? I don't know. I know that we, as far as cartoons, we definitely had Danger Mouse, and we had Count Duckula and things like that. Yeah, I don't know. What are some of the kids shows? As far as live action, I don't think we got anything in the US. Just cartoons, I would imagine. And I like both of those. Count Duckula more, but I did like Danger Mouse, Penfold. Drunken Master Studios, if you could have a secret set of succulent chest jowls to squeeze growing like maybe from your armpits or someplace you could conceal, you think you'd dig it, or it would be too cumbersome? We did get Banana Man. Yes, Masters of the 80s, we did get Banana Man. I don't know about Super Ted. Maybe we did, but I do remember Banana Man. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want the boobies on me. I don't want them hanging anywhere on me. So no chest jowls on me, my friend. Did you hear that? They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Never heard of the trap door. No. No. All right, guys. So we got about 5 minutes, and then I gotta go. But I do appreciate you guys popping by today to talk with me. It was nice. It was a nice, small, little intimate group. I appreciate that. Maybe we'll be back next Sunday with Casey. The proper time that we had both scheduled, and my dumbass screwed it up. So, but if we do, we will put it up everywhere, and we'll let everyone know that we're doing it. That's correct. Drunken Master Studios. It ain't the same. I can do that all day. Repugnant. Thank you, the Gooch. Always a pleasure geeking out with you and everyone. I really do appreciate it. It's fun to just shoot the shit. I wish we could all get together and do it live action, in real life, in the flesh. That'd be great. But this is the next best thing. A community over the internet. Talk about dumb shit that we all enjoy. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna go, and thank you for joining me today. And keep up with the stuff dropping on the channel. We've got more episodes that are already shot, and I'm just waiting to upload. We got a new episode of making a Crapster piece with Andrew Baltus, and that's going to be going up next. And we talk about one of his favorite Chris Seaver films to shoot, which was Phantom of the Grindhouse. So that's going to be going up soon. But yes, thank you guys. And yes, Master of the 80s, that is duly noted. We appreciate you popping in from the UK, and we will make note of that. So thank you guys. Hope you all have a wonderful day, evening. Stay safe, stay moist, stay tipply and frosty, and we will see you on some more Crept from the 80s.